Again with the falling. Why can't it ever be a gentle landing? Oh, Vivia. Um, this is called the Mystery Labyrinth.
So, this place is a physical manifestation of mysteries from the case?
Wow.
You can tell? Oh, well, anyway, this actually isn't my forte. It's...
Due to the power of death. Her, right?
He's taking it very well.
Huh?
So you really could see me this whole time.
He could?
It's due to my spiritual affinity. Ever since I was young, I've been able to see otherworldly things. My forte was gained through training that innate talent. Though, I wasn't able to see her clearly like this before. I could tell you were talking to some haze following you around, but that was it.
How?
Until one day, I used my spectral projection at the agency, and saw that death got clear as crystal.
Wow.
After that, I did some research. I discovered that the WDO Underground Book Vault held something called the Book of Death,
Oh, wow.
and also that someone had taken it.
Did I take it? Before I lost my memories?
I don't know. Since you're a rookie, I doubt you'd have access to the Book Vault. Only a handful of people have WDO clearance for that.
Not me, no cutie. But hi, Fox. How you doing?
Just a handful?
Anyway, you've been using this ability to solve the other cases up till now, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, this is also related to the mysterious deaths of all those culprits?
Wow.
My guess is, clearing a labyrinth, a materialization of a mystery, causes its true perpetrator to die.
Aw. Sorry to hear you're feeling a bit tired after work. Maybe go have some food. Load up YouTube or something. Get yourself under blankets while making yourself warm. All that jazz.
If that's the case, you've killed a lot of people with your own hands, Yuma.
Well, I didn't really kill anyone. It's just what happens when...
No need to be thankful there.
Nope. I may be the one reaping their souls, but the blood is still on your hands.
Oh, shut up.
What? Hey!
No point in pretending to be a goody two-shoes. You're risking your life to solve these mysteries.
I see. So you're determined to do this, huh? Sorry, but I don't think I have that kind of conviction myself. So, I think I'll take a nap here while you go and risk your life.
Vivia, just...
You can sleep if you want, but you won't be able to get out.
Is that so?
If you're not with Master when and if he solves the labyrinth, this place will collapse around you. Well, if you don't have any regrets in the real world, you're free to die here.
Regrets? I don't have any of those, but there are still some things I've left unfinished. Especially after you exposed the mystery of this case.
What do you mean by that?
I'll be perfectly clear. I'm just going to tag along. I'll leave the heavy lifting to you.
I don't care what you do, just don't get in our way.
Okay.
Well, Master, let's do the usual.
Yeah, okay.
Master, are you ready to give your life for the truth?
I am.
Is that sword for cutting through mysteries? This place must be pretty dangerous.
Vivia's just like, is it this, is it that? Ah, I don't give a shit. Oh yeah.
Here you go, Master. Here's your solution key.
Is that key something like a clue for the case? Wow. Looks like you're ready to go.
Could you be more of a doubter? Whatever. I'm gonna ignore you.
I can't believe that.
So let's go and unriddle this mystery labyrinth. Let's hunt down this culprit who preys on the truth.
We have to walk? This is unbearable.
Come on! You're bumming me out here.
I really love Vivia.
I thought you were gonna ignore him.
I don't think she can. I mean, she can, but...
Say, Vivia, do you remember anything about the case?
You mean Dr. Huesca's murder? Or are you talking about when Chief Yako was attacked?
He remembers.
Huh? You remember? Everyone else that came here lost their memories.
That's pretty rare. Must be because of his whole spiritual thing.
So the others lost their memories. That's why no one remembers this death god.
How rude of them. It's thanks to yours truly that those cases got solved.
That reminds me, I used my coalescence with Fubuki before Vivia.
Yeah.
But Vivia is the only one who came into the mystery labyrinth.
Well, he was the only one closest to your vicinity.
I guess coalescence got overwritten. Maybe it only takes the most recent ability.
Or could it be because, well, we'll see what happens.
I don't know either.
You don't know? But coalescence is your power, Shinigami.
Relax, will ya? Minor detail.
You would have been better off with Fubuki. She would have been far more useful for this case.
It doesn't matter anyway. No one can use their forte here.
I mean...
Oh. So now I really don't have to do anything. Thank goodness. What a relief.
Maybe he can use his forte in there. Maybe. Well, I think he could.
Jeez! You ever think your lack of motivation could be contagious?
Hey, relax.
I don't think she can. Anyway. Nope, wrong button. Even the wrong button. No, wrong one. Okay. I need to up for vitality badly. Got everything equipped. Oh, I was gonna say when it comes to like the...
Ooh, there's that mystery!
Yeah, I was gonna say when it gets to the recent deathmatch, I guess our RDM demon is going to be none other than Yomi Hellsmile. Oh, and Neck.
Huh? I told you to stop surprising me like that.
I thought this labyrinth would only require your wits, but it looks like it's going to take more than that, Yuma.
Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of wits, so he doesn't have a choice.
Huh? Why didn't a problem appear?
Because we don't know the question.
Not only was there no problem, no choice appeared either. Master, maybe you don't even know which mystery to start with to solve this case.
Yeah, there's so many unknowns. I'm honestly feeling lost right now.
Come on! You gotta know where to start with this stuff, or you won't be able to solve a single thing. Let's decide that for now. What's the first mystery of this case?
The first mystery is... the fact that Dr. Wesker was murdered in a completely locked room with no way in or out.
Yeah.
The doctor was located deep in the critical lab, behind layers of security. And yet, he was found stabbed to death. We were the first to discover the body. At the time, we were controlling the robot, Amapel. Because of that, we were thought to be the culprits, but we obviously aren't. So how did the culprit get in and out of the doctor's lab? That's what I don't know.
But the culprit is definitely the hitman, right?
I think so, but I'm not absolutely sure. Besides, even if the hitman did it, there's the question of who hired him.
That's true.
But there's no doubt the hitman stabbed Chief Yako. That's the only thing I'm absolutely certain about.
Peacekeepers?
Kanai Ward's garbage. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be Yomi's RDM.
Yomi Hellsmile.
So the director of the Peacekeepers is here.
Yeah, but he's just part of the Mystery Labyrinth.
I figured. In other words, he's a monster created from the Labyrinth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You pieces of shit. You're disturbing the peace of Kanai Ward!
This guy doesn't seem like an easy opponent.
No.
But we have no choice. For Chief Yako, for everyone.
You killed Dr. Wesker, didn't you? Turn yourselves in so I can torture you to death!
No, thank you. But here we go. Our first RDM. Oh boy.
You're the ones who killed Dr. Wesker. You disarmed the security system for the doctor's lab.
Okay, that.
And then murdered him inside.
Oh.
Until you actually entered the lab. The security system for the critical lab stayed active. It's impossible to bypass the system while it's active.
Oh, no, didn't mean to hit that.
You're the one. Ones who killed Dr. Weska. You disarmed the security system to the doctor's lab. And then murdered him inside. Until you actually entered the lab, the security system for the critical lab stayed active. It's impossible to bypass the system while it's active.
No! I'm trying to hit the fucking thing.
Yeah.
You're the ones who killed Dr. Weska. You disarmed the security system to the doctor's lab. And then murdered him inside.
That's what I was
Until you
meant to
actually
do.
entered the lab, the security system for the critical lab stayed active. It's impossible to bypass the system while it's active. In other words, no one can enter the doctor's lab. There couldn't be an intruder.
That's what I was looking for.
This is the truth.
Because I was always hitting X for the rebuttal, so that's why I've been getting it wrong.
When the body was first discovered, Amapel was about to enter the doctor's lab. But something bumped into it and knocked it over. In fact, there was a mark on Amapel's head, like someone kicked it. That mark wasn't there when we borrowed it. It's proof that someone else was in the lab.
You call that evidence? Is bullshit the only thing that comes out of that mouth? Don't make me laugh. Shit! It was an intruder? That's impossible! And in fact, you proved that yourself!
That claim doesn't hold up.
There we go. Now I'm starting to remember how to play this.
What do you mean? We proved there wasn't an intruder.
You still don't understand? Don't make me laugh.
Here comes the next set of keys.
If there was another intruder, then where did they go? By the time you arrived at the scene, there was no one else, right? There's no place to hide in the critical lab. There's no way they got past it. Or are you saying they slipped away and you missed it? That's obviously impossible! Isn't that funny? You just proved you committed the crime!
I'm not sure about this one.
Right.
Didn't see anyone on our way to lab after saving security.
What is
How
that
could the
mean?
culprit have hidden from us?
It
Probably they could have hidden in there for a bit.
There was another intruder. Then where did they go? By the time you arrived at the scene, there was no one else, right?
Agreed.
There's no place to hide in the critical lab. There's no way they got past you. Or are you saying they slipped away and you missed it? That's obviously impossible! Isn't that funny?
Oh,
You
didn't mean
just
to do that.
proved you committed the crime!
No, I didn't.
Right.
What does that mean?
I'm trying to think of
If
where it
there
was.
another intruder, then where did they go? By the time you arrived at the scene, there was no one else, right?
That one's wrong.
There's no place to hide in the critical lab.
This one. There we are.
Flash through this mystery. There's a hiding spot. It's inside the airlock's decontamination device. The vents cover can be easily removed, and there's just enough space for someone to fit inside. If they hid inside the decontamination device, we wouldn't have seen them when we arrived at the scene.
So what? You've got it all wrong anyway.
No.
Everything is wrong. Your existence is all wrong. Have fun chasing that fake truth you found.
Jeez. Here we go.
We managed to defeat him this time, but it's not over yet.
He sure is persistent, huh?
Anyway, there's no doubt someone else was inside the doctor's lab. So let's unravel each mystery one at a time.
All right, we'll get it this time.
Come on, why does it have to be so sudden?
Okay, now that we've wedged our way into this mystery, we just gotta head through the labyrinth and reach the truth!
There was an intruder. 'Cause they must have hid inside. And then there's that map, so there has got to have been an intruder without a doubt.
Right here!
We're just now getting to the point. What a pain.
Hey, don't sigh, this is a good thing!
Sorry.
Anyway, let's head inside.
There was an intruder for sure! We know someone bumped into Amapal.
Oh, that's new.
The culprit probably hit Amapel on their way out. After that, they must have intended to leave the lab. But they couldn't because we were in the front chamber. So they hid inside the decontamination device to avoid us.
So, if you checked inside the decontamination device on the way to the scene, you would have caught the culprit then and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was an emergency and we had no idea they were in there.
It's super lame to make up excuses, Master!
It's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse.
Exactly!
But it is true. If I had thought about why Amapal was knocked over at that time, I would have realized the culprit was in there. We could have waited in ambush or searched for them. And if I'd caught the culprit then, Chief Yako wouldn't have gotten stabbed.
Master, wallowing in regret is even lamer. If you have time for that, you have time to keep going.
Right.
Oh,
Really? Another fork in the path.
Seems like we're finally at the central question. This is the first step to solving how the culprit committed an impossible murder.
I leave the rest to you. I'm going to read a book or something.
You can bring your own stuff into the mystery labyrinth?
He's just special.
well, in this case, invited in by the Doctor, there will be 2 logs soon. Deactivated security by cutting the power. It's on its own bypass, so they never entered in the first place.
Right here!
The culprit never entered? But you said there's no doubt the culprit was in there.
Perhaps the intruder is not the culprit after all.
So you're saying that the doctor committed suicide?
No, I'm not saying that.
If the doctor committed suicide, then the culprit wasn't the intruder, but the doctor himself.
But if the doctor did it, there would be no intruder. The doctor was already in the lab.
Oh, fuck it.
Huh? A trap?
Guess you were wrong, Yuma. Well, I already knew that before you entered.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
You wanted me to tell you? You should have said so earlier. People only grow by learning from past mistakes, which is why I purposely...
Okay.
Master, we have to get out of here!
How do we get out?
Use logic to show how this route is the wrong one!
All right, I'll try.
Because obviously, he was stabbed in the back.
That's right. The doctor was stabbed 3 times in the back. One stab would have indicated that he held the knife in place, then fell on it to kill himself. But he couldn't have made 3 wounds like that. There's no way it was a suicide.
Unless they made an elaborate saw trap.
Well, I may have messed up, but at least we got a little closer to the truth.
Maybe, but if you hadn't messed up in the first place, you wouldn't have to come up with such a lame excuse.
I know. I'll do better next time.
So it seems like it has to be the security then. Right?
Right here.
I'm 100% sure this is also wrong.
Better.
Huh? This route is wrong too? Again?
No need to worry, Yuma. I don't mind it at all if we can't find a way to move forward.
Sheesh. Even I'm losing motivation. You can take care of this on your own, can't you, Master?
Don't let him influence you!
Well, at least I'm not losing points at the moment.
The doctor said the critical lab was on a separate grid, and the lab switchboard wasn't in the electrical room. The security wouldn't shut off, even if there was a blackout in the building.
Well, I guess we'll see in the end.
No,
I'm actually curious what was said. No excuses, Master. Do it again. You're tired, Yuma. Why don't you lie down? Well, I'm not losing health for choosing the wrong from the run area. But why? The only reason I thought never enter the first place would be right, because obviously. But there's no log. You even heard my logic saying there was no log saying that the security was invited.
Right here.
So.
the doctor invited the culprit in? But why?
All of them are
We're so
on.
muddled now because we're assuming the culprit forced their way inside.
So all of them are on.
If the culprit was invited to the lab, then he easily would have been able to enter.
Ah, so you think the doctor disabled the security? He wouldn't need it if he was expecting a guest.
Yeah, all of them are on.
Huh? What? This was the last route!
This labyrinth is a tricky one. It's like one of those old detective novels.
You're making me doubt myself, damn it, Crest.
Perhaps you're the real culprit, Yuma.
Really, Master?
Of course not! Focus! We need to get out of here! The log on the doctor's computer didn't show any signs of security getting shut down. If that's the case, he certainly didn't cut security just to let someone in.
So all of them are on. Try and put doubt in me. When it's...
What's going on? Were all three routes wrong?
Yeah, they were.
I wonder what it means.
It's not the right question.
Hey, there's another door!
There's a fucking hidden door.
I get it! Since we proved that every possibility was wrong, a new one has appeared.
Interesting. The mystery labyrinth not only materializes the case, but also changes based on your investigation.
So you fucking made me doubt myself there, Crest.
Right. Something felt off about those other routes. It's almost like we were forced to choose the wrong way.
All three times.
But by eliminating each wrong answer one by one, you opened the path to the right answer.
But what is the right answer?
You sound disappointed.
Who cares? Let's just see what's in the final route.
They use spectral projection to enter and kill him?
No.
Then the culprit is... I can't believe the culprit entered the labyrinth with us. That's never happened before.
It's not right.
How dare you trick me! There is no escape! Once the mystery labyrinth is solved, the culprit will be judged! Master, let's finish up this mystery labyrinth and boom kill this dude!
It wasn't Vivia.
Hold on!
Oh, okay. Fool's fooling me. This is another trick.
Huh? Another trap?
Yeah.
That's why I said to wait. There's no way Vivia's the culprit.
Then prove it and beat this thing! I won't be convinced until you do!
Because he wouldn't be able to hold the knives. So we got a door number
To
6.
begin with, nothing can be touched.
Or
while in
5
ghost
rather.
form. He couldn't have held the murder weapon, the knife. So it's not possible that he stabbed the doctor. Now do you trust Vivia?
Master, I've said this 1,000 times, but a detective must suspect everything.
Yeah, but not in this case.
Besides, it's his fault for being so sketchy. The way he looks, how he talks, everything is super suspicious.
Sorry. I do try to stay out of sight.
Anyway, let's go back.
I really love Vivia's character. Just so edgy. And just sorry, I try to stay out of sight.
If he's not the culprit, then we're back to square one.
We're on square 0. Oh, I accidentally skipped again. Let's try going back to the fork in the path. Maybe something else has changed. Yeah. My God.
Nothing's changed.
Not even the door 5?
There aren't any new doors. What? There's nowhere to go? What was the point of eliminating all the other paths?
Come on.
Don't start with that again. How about you help us for a change? You better cooperate, unless you want to get chopped up by Master Solution Blade.
Hold on, Shinigami.
I don't want to get chopped up. I dislike pain immensely. But you know, the journey up to now wasn't a waste. We did eliminate many possibilities.
But that means nothing if we can't reach the truth.
Nothing. Why do you want the truth in the first place?
Huh?
It's easy to say you want the truth. But are you sure you can handle it?
Is that why I'm having... Is that why I'm being blocked off? Because I know I won't be able to handle the truth? Because I have my suspicions of what the truth is. Because I was saying the fact that certain elements said, "Are you sure you can handle the truth? The truth is painful." It can only mean the culprit is one person. I'm not sure if they're the true culprit or if they're the one who hired the... but based on evidence I have, and based on words in which I heard, I won't reveal who I think it is yet, until we get to the parts where you have to point at who you think the suspect is. But we'll see what happens there.
No matter how cruel the truth may be.
Can I handle it?
I'm still not sure if you're the kind of person who can. I bet you're not sure either. That's why you're still so hesitant. This mystery labyrinth also reflects your reluctance. Maybe that's why you can't reach the truth.
What are you talking about? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I won't hesitate to expose the truth.
So you still haven't realized it? Guess you're not quite there yet.
It will hurt.
Well, that's fine for now. But eventually, you'll be forced to make a choice. When that happens, you have to prove your conviction and expose the truth, like you said.
Enough nonsense. Let's find some clues.
As an apology for the distraction, let me tell you something. This labyrinth appears to change shape by reflecting our investigation. So, instead of following the revealed path, isn't it possible to carve your own path?
I mean, we had to carve a path before.
Carve my own path? That's right, Shinigami! We can create new routes with our own deductions. Maybe we can do it here.
Sometimes, just a slight change in perspective is enough to completely change how you see things.
The door's gonna be on the roof now after saying that,
So
isn't
if I
it?
change my perspective here, I might see something new. I see. I was so focused on how to overcome the security system. But that's not right. I need to change my perspective and think about who could have overcome it.
Don't box yourself in with your own assumptions.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
I hate when the anemic vampire tells us what to do. But if Master wants to, then fine. I'll lend you my power. Lay it all out, Master.
Oh, no. Here we go. It's pop-up pirate time.
Are you ready to play the Shinigami puzzle? Nice!
Oh,
Keep that up! That's right! Keep that up!
I had a massive hint. I had a massive hint there. I wouldn't have full ammo power without that hint of ammo power design on the sides. Because obviously, with the letterings. Oh, lovely! A staircase.
A new route appeared.
This is all thanks to me!
Perhaps I said too much. Well, nothing has been solved yet.
I wish you'd express yourself a little better. How can we tell if you're happy or sad?
I've never been happy or sad in my entire life. I want to die someday.
This guy's hopeless!
Anyway, let's explore this new route.
Can I heal? You really plan on going forward? Fine. I really want to know how to heal if you can heal. Because I need to heal. I haven't healed for like 28 million. Hopefully it's the correct route this time. Let's move it, Master. Oh, it is so the right route.
when you think about who could get past security, the only option we know of is Amapal.
True, and that's how we were able to get through security ourselves.
But it's just a toy robot.
Hey! Vivian's Naruto run in!
I don't know yet, but since Amapal can get through security, it must be important.
Crest, stop being mean to me. I know you've seen the gameplay with this and stuff like that, but stop being mean. You love watching me suffer, don't you? Oh, hello.
It's sealed off here, too.
Hey, there's an intercom. Maybe someone will respond if you use it.
No way. Huh? Doctor?
Huh? Wait. What the? Wait. Who are you? Help! Somebody come help me!
Isn't this the footage of when the doctor was attacked?
I hate you, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
The mystery materialized. Must be related to what the doctor just said. So the question is, who did the doctor say, "Who are you?" to? Well, I'll leave it to you.
I don't get how you can keep reading at a time like this.
It wasn't the Amapal, because there was no Amapal. Oh, I'm so stuck. It's gotta be the culprit.
I can certainly understand why you'd want to choose that. But wasn't security active at that point? I considered all the various
Oh no, it'd be no
possibilities,
one.
but I couldn't figure out if I'm right. Then there is no basis to infer that someone had entered the doctor's lab at this point, which means you can't say the doctor was directing those words to the culprit.
Yeah, that sounds right.
No one. He was saying it's no one, actually. Why I didn't go no one at first, I don't know.
The trap didn't activate. Does that mean we found the right answer? Huh? So the right answer is no one?
Why did I doubt myself with no one? Because the fact that we were saying there's no way that anyone could have gone in.
Why would the doctor say, "Who are you?" if no one was there?
The security was still active at the time, so no one could enter the doctor's lab, right?
Correct.
And that was before I borrowed Amapel.
Also correct.
So the only explanation is that no one was there.
Why would he say that if no one was there?
I think if we go there, we'll find the answer.
What? That route's obviously just a side road. Who cares what the old geezer was thinking anyway?
But it looks like this is the only way we can go. Besides, I'm curious about what was going through his mind. It could be an important factor in solving the mystery behind this case.
Yeah.
Still, being forced to take a side route is too much trouble. Makes me wish I was dead.
So, Master, do you have an idea about what the geezer was thinking?
Nope.
Not yet, but I think it has to do with why he said, "Who are you?" I think the doctor was putting on an act.
An act? Really?
The doctor put on an act for a reason, but I have no idea why. We have to figure that out by going down this doctor's motive route.
Oh, that's an RDM.
He's here too?
You rats keep scurrying around. Do you really think you'll discover Dr. Weska's motive this way? Good luck with that, morons! He had no motive at all!
Well, he said there's nothing here. Let's head back.
We can't do that! If he's trying to block our path, then this route must be important.
Nah, fine.
I'm only here because you maggots piss me off. So, I'm gonna end you here and now!
Good luck with that.
This was all part of...
Probably the email records right now.
the doctor's plan? He didn't have a plan at all. That exchange on the intercom wasn't an act. There was no reason to put on a show.
Oh, what?
The doctor misunderstood. You probably don't know this. Weska put his soul into his work. The research was going well. The doctor was loyal to Amaterasu.
This is the truth!
I knew that one was coming.
No, the doctor was planning on betraying Amaterasu Corporation. He was trying to escape. He said so in the messages he wrote.
You little...
Also accidentally hit it again. Yeah, he was trying to escape Kanoi wards.
Yomi's rebuttal? What was that? What was he trying to deny? Why was he covering up the doctor's motives?
It seems that this case involves the inner workings of Amaterasu.
Right. The doctor was going to betray Amaterasu. And whoever he was emailing knew that. So the doctor locked himself in the lab to protect himself from that person.
Perhaps the doctor's act had something to do with that.
Whoops!
It's the security gate. Everything's locked up.
Which means this is a complex problem. We have to choose the right door and insert the correct solution key.
This is way more hassle than before.
As always.
How would he swap places? But the blackout, probably. No, this would be the terrorist attack. No, but terrorist bombing on that one. Swap places.
Oh, the door actually opened. I knew I could let Yuma handle it.
Oh my lord.
Are you sure you aren't a phantom?
Because the body would be unrecognizable. Oh, here's the M equals MC squared again.
Places with someone else to escape from Amaterasu. The notes he left behind in the lab hinted at his plan.
You mean the diagram with the sulfuric acid being poured on someone?
Yeah, he was going to swap places with a corpse, then melt it with acid. He wanted to disfigure it beyond recognition. That's how he planned to fake his own death.
At the very least, it'd buy him enough time to escape Kanai Ward. Or so he thought.
Wow! Melting a corpse with sulfuric acid? Yay! So cool and grotesque! So who is the substitute supposed to be?
I don't know yet.
Maybe the hitman. The doctor was under surveillance by Amaterasu, but he was still looking for a chance to escape. When he learned a hitman was after him, he figured his chance had arrived. The doctor was hoping to use the security system to kill the hitman and use the body as a decoy.
That would be smart.
Now that I think about it, the doctor did seem to be waiting for the hitman to arrive.
The hitman hasn't arrived yet. When will he show up? Don't tell me this so-called first-rate hitman was captured by peacekeepers.
But the hitman never did show up. That's why the doctor had a sudden change of plans.
There's a stretch, my lord. I'm hydrating now. How's what you needed to be doing, Foxy? Hopefully it went well.
And that was the act he put on by asking you, "Who are you?"
Perhaps that was a trap to lure you in, Yuma.
He was trying to lure Master?
It would make sense.
He considered taking advantage of the detectives, since the hitman never showed up. So if he called for help, he would charge into the lab, not knowing anything about the security system.
But we knew about it.
And thereby acquire the corpse he needed as his decoy.
That seems overly complicated. Like those guys who overthink asking girls out.
Well, he couldn't have used another researcher. Someone would have noticed their absence. He needed visitors, people from outside to pull it off.
Good. And no, I'm not a good
So
boy.
if I didn't know about the
'Cause I'm not a good pup.
Into the lab.
Cause I'm a normal wolf.
You'd be a super sexy skeleton right now.
And no booping either.
Aw, so close.
You want that?
the doctor's plan failed and he actually got boom killed by the hitman. I get what he was trying to do, but what about the impossible murder?
Assuming the attack on the doctor was just an act when we saw him through the intercom, we at least know for sure the real attack hadn't happened yet.
In other words, the culprit entered the lab after that exchange. So the problem is, when did they actually enter?
There's nowhere for a hitman to hide. What?
Where are we?
What?
This place is a real mystery. Then again, I suppose that checks out.
Huh? Shinigami?
Yeah! Master, this looks like an important turning point! So, is that your final answer?
I haven't said anything yet!
Master, you need to narrow down the timing for when the culprit got inside. Now then, here's a fateful fork in the road. It's life or death! We're at the crossroads of mystery and solution. This earth-shattering choice may be your last. Now, Master, which one will you choose?
Oh, I'm so stuck. The culprit would have had to enter after Amapau. Because the doctor would have needed to have kicked the... I am so stuck on this one right now. It's got to be yes. It has to be yes.
When I directed Amapel to go into the doctor's lab, he already had a knife stuck in him. Which means he was murdered before Amapel entered the doctor's lab.
Your answer? Is correct! Congratulations, Master! Would you like to double down?
What are you talking about? Anyway, let's keep going.
I don't think the chapter's anywhere close to ending, Foxy.
Little by little, we're narrowing down when the culprit entered.
Yeah, but we still don't know how yet. It had to be between when we spoke to the doctor over the intercom and when Amapel entered his lab. During that time, the culprit entered the doctor's lab and murdered him.
So the most likely time would be when you went to borrow Amapel, Master. The culprit had to have entered the lab then.
But Fubuki was there.
But Fubuki waited at the front chamber while Desuhiko and I went to borrow Amapel. She said no one entered or left the lab.
Yeah, we're back here again.
Huh? We're back on the original path.
Maybe you're supposed to try opening that door now.
I'm sure that from here on out, it's not just about when, but also how the culprit got in. Yuma, there's no need to push yourself if things get too hard.
No, I can do it. I'm going to solve it.
This is a map of the critical lab.
So we have to determine where the culprit was before the murder.
We'll have to solve them one at a time. Let's start with this mystery.
If we know where the culprit was before they got in, this route will be clear too. Do you know where, Yuma?
So this would be the front. This would be the airlock. This would be toxic room. This would be the... The thing is, the culprit would have needed to be if you watch a movie, I hope you enjoy it. I'm actually stuck with this one. I am really stuck. Have to buy supplies and stuff. That's fine. The culprit has got to be has to have hidden in here.
Here. The culprit must have been here.
Yay! It opened!
Yeah, I also need to go to shops later tomorrow as well. I need to get a little bit of meat, so we can actually have some meats to cook. Probably get myself an electric blanket, and then
After the exchange on the intercom,
German
there was always
market.
a detective at the front chamber. When we went to borrow Amapel, the culprit had to have already made their way inside. But the airlock is the only location that isn't affected by the security system. There. The culprit had to be inside that decontamination device before committing the crime.
But I thought he was just hiding in there to avoid being spotted after the crime.
No.
So you think the culprit was in there before the crime too?
Yes.
Yeah. The culprit was waiting for their chance. But we had no idea when we sent Amapel into the airlock.
And from there, Yuma, you guided Amapel to the doctor's lab.
Oh!
So the culprit entered the doctor's lab before then? How would that be possible? Only Amapel could get past security, right?
Yeah, that's the next big question.
Maybe the culprit used another Amapel unit.
No, only one.
No. The researcher mentioned there was only one functioning Amapel.
Which means the Amapel Yuma controlled was the only one that could get past security.
So the culprit must have taken advantage of Master's Amapel to get into the doctor's lab.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only way. But how did they use it?
I figured it out.
There's no solving the doctor's murder until we figure that out.
Well, I have an idea. Will you hear me out?
What is it?
How about giving up? I'm getting tired.
No!
Nope, motion denied. Another fork in the road? Such a complicated mystery labyrinth.
Beyond each problem lies the truth. We're definitely getting closer to the heart of this mystery.
Well, this one's easy. Cause I kind of figured it out. Cause as they were discussing about taking advantage of the Amapel, I figured it out. He didn't use it as a weapon or a shield. He couldn't have.
Do you think neither is really the right answer?
Yep, I do.
In the process of elimination, that must be it. Amapel's hands aren't designed to hold anything, so it couldn't use the knife to murder the doctor. Which means Amapel wasn't the murder weapon. And the culprit couldn't have used it as a shield. It can't neutralize the toxic gas, and the high voltage shock will destroy it.
So then, how did the culprit use Amapel?
I think we'll find out if we continue down this path.
Oh, here we go.
Huh? That was the wrong answer? Come on, Master!
I don't think it was wrong. I think it's right. I'm going in either the minecarts or needing to jump. Maybe?
Huh? We're...
We've been here before. It looks like we've been brought back.
But the door we opened earlier is closed again. Why's that?
Yeah, I wonder why.
You're gonna have to recreate, maybe.
Huh? Even the question is the same. Does that mean we gotta do it all over again?
Well, the logic is still sound. There's no other hiding spot for the culprit besides the airlock.
It's gotta be right there.
So you want to choose the same answer and keep going?
I think it's right. Should be right.
If you do, you'll just repeat the whole process again. We'll just be brought back here if we can't figure out how did the culprit use Amapao. And I refuse to walk any more than I have to.
Hey, don't sit down!
What should I do?
I just like it was like, hey, don't sit down! Don't sit down! Don't sit down! I mean, don't sit down!
Stand up! Stand up right now!
Stop it. Leave me alone.
Aw, poor Vivia.
If you want me to leave you alone, then help my useless master out!
I'm not useless!
Fine. Just one thing, then. We're back at... where was the culprit before the crime? Because you're stuck at... how did the culprit use Amapao? With that in mind, these two questions are connected.
Connected? Both the culprit's location and how Amapao was used?
Yeah.
Help him out more! More!
The culprit was hiding in the airlock, where you also left the robot, right?
Yes.
At that moment, only the culprit and Amapao were there. So maybe the culprit did something.
Oh! The footprints.
The culprit did something to Amapao?
No, but wasn't that what I was suspecting a moment ago as well?
Clues are always there, right under your nose. It's a detective's job to notice them.
I'm pretty sure I said I figured that.
Did you notice anything strange back then? Any tiny detail? Try to remember.
Something strange. Hey! Now that you mention it, back then...
Oh, hey, the screen lit up. So this is what Amapao sees.
Ah! The stability issue.
It's like the cockpit of a mecha.
Whoa, what was that?
Did it break already? I thought it was state of the art.
Someone hopping on, maybe?
No, it's alright. It's stabilized. There was a moment when the camera stopped functioning while I was controlling Amapao. It returned to normal pretty quick, but maybe...
See? I told you it was right under your nose. You don't need any additional help from me, right?
That was a clue to help solve this mystery?
Actually, everything in this world is a key to solving mysteries. You just haven't noticed them. Perhaps there is more you're overlooking. Was there anything else unusual?
The Amapao itself.
Something unusual. Something I missed.
Anything else? It's not like Amapao's camera showed the culprit.
You like Vivia in a way.
Wait, that's it!
Huh?
Now that I think about it, wasn't that strange? The culprit must have gotten ahead of Amapao, but why didn't they ever show up on the camera? If the culprit went past Amapao to enter the doctor's lab, they would have been spotted for sure.
Now that you mention it...
But nobody showed up on camera. How did the culprit manage to pull that off? How can you move from the airlock to the doctor's lab without appearing even once on Amapao's camera?
There we go.
Hey, aren't you just adding another mystery?
No. All the pieces are here.
Huh?
Yuma, the mysteries you face now can be solved with a single answer.
A single answer?
Sheesh. I talk too much.
Oh, one mystery after another! It's a Pandora's box of mysteries!
It's easy.
Let's stay calm and think about it. There's plenty of time.
Not anymore.
Or not. I'll keep reading while you wrap things up.
Remember what he said, Master. All it takes is one answer to solve these mysteries. Use those weak brain cells of yours and think!
Culprit's location. Amapel's usage. Its malfunction. Why didn't the culprit appear on camera? All this can be solved with just one answer?
On top. As transportation. The culprit jumps on it. They were on top of its head all this time.
I got it! The culprit rode on Amapel's head, using it as a method of transportation.
The door opened!
With every open door, it will be harder for you to turn back. Are you sure you want to keep going?
Yep.
Absolutely. I will find the truth no matter what. This is for the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Vivian knows the truth. I know the truth.
Hey, you said the culprit rode on top of Amapel. What did you mean by that?
Literally what I said. The culprit rode Amapel and used it to get through. After we left Amapel in the airlock, the culprit came out of the decontamination device. Then they jumped on Amapel's head. The disruption in the footage was from the impact.
That's insane.
Is it? I think it's fairly reasonable. Amapel can withstand up to 100 kilograms of weight. So, someone riding on it shouldn't affect its functionality.
Correct.
The shoe print on Amapel's head wasn't caused by someone kicking it.
Is someone landing on it?
It was left there from the culprit hopping on and off.
After that, the culprit simply rode on it as it moved toward the doctor's lab.
Hang on, so... How... I just thought something really important. How... If the intruder rode on Amapel, got through the toxic gas room with no one on top? Alright. No! It had to... it had to have detected someone. Because if it didn't detect anyone, Amapel could have gone right through without the toxic gas. Because the decontamination thing was working.
By doing so, the culprit was able to evade the camera and remain hidden as they made their way through the lab.
You're right. If it's true, then it does solve all of the previous mysteries. Imagining the culprit riding on a robot makes me laugh.
But Yuma, have you not realized it? You're still missing something. One major mystery remains.
What's with that huge sigh?
I want to die someday.
The greatest mystery
Oh.
of this case should appear soon. Just the thought of it gets me feeling down.
It's who the culprit is.
This case's greatest mystery?
Here we go again.
This is the panel chamber.
That means the doctor's lab is just beyond it. If we can get through here, we'll reach the goal, yeah? Is this the greatest mystery you mentioned?
No.
Not exactly what I was envisioning.
Well, this is the mystery to be solved, so let's clear it out.
Beats me.
When would it have been possible for them to get into the room ahead of us? When going through the door. Oh, that's not the right answer? I thought... Oopsie. I actually thought it would have been while going through the door. So, opening the door. Oh, opening the door because they could just hop off without being seen.
The culprit murdered the doctor before Amapel entered the room. Which means the culprit had to have gotten ahead of Amapel at some point. It was when the door first opened. At that moment, the culprit snuck into the doctor's room.
Yeah, when the doors were slowly opening, just like this. That's when the culprit took their chance.
Right. The moment there was enough space for a person to slip through, the culprit hopped off and went inside.
Like this?
Yep.
We still haven't reached the goal. I thought we could get into the doc's lab now.
Is this a joke to you? Your deduction is full of holes. If this is a joke, it's not very funny.
Master, you know what to do.
Of course.
I'll take your garbage deduction and toss it in the trash. I am the saint of Kanai Ward, protecting it from filth like you!
You are no saint.
The culprit hopped off Alapal.
Something got to be with Amapal's design anyway.
As the door opened,
Oh.
then slipped through the gap in the door. That's impossible even for Think the Slaughter Artist! Think about it. If Amapal's line of sight changed just a bit, the camera would have caught it. No one would do something so risky. The crime would have been exposed.
Failed to
The
jump.
culprit must be really lucky. What, did they use some sort of special power?
Nope.
Right.
That didn't happen. Did I have a risky method?
For now.
The culprit hopped off Alapal as the door opened, then slipped through the gap in the door. That's impossible even for Fink the Slaughter Artist. Think about it.
Oh,
If Amapal's line of sight changed just a bit,
I'll slash through this mystery. Amapel is designed so that when its hand is stretched out, it won't execute any other inputs.
yeah.
That's why when it was pressing the button for the door, the culprit didn't show up on the camera.
you little maggots, don't get so full of yourselves. You're not getting out of here alive.
Oh, I am.
I get it. So Amapel couldn't move while the door was opening.
Nope.
That's when the culprit took their chance.
Even the camera wasn't working.
Since the door opens outward, it's possible to take advantage of the blind spot it creates. That's how the culprit managed to stay outside the camera's view as they entered the doctor's room.
So it's an elaborate murder that took advantage of Amapal's design, and even the direction the door opens. Whoever planned this must have really wanted the doctor dead. I guess you can call it an obsession. How scary. Just like this passageway. Where will it take us? Perhaps a suite with the culprit's obsession on full display? A room of nightmares?
Nah.
Knock it off with the weird soliloquies. Let's go.
You're really going?
Yeah.
Huh?
Ah.
Get this thing!
Hey, Yuma. When the culprit entered the doctor's room while the door was open,
Huh? Yeah?
at the time, the doctor was in the room, right?
Yes.
If the door opened and an intruder entered, how could the doctor not have noticed?
So what if he did notice? It's not a big deal.
Yes, it is. If he had noticed an intruder, the doctor would have turned to face him,
Right.
which means he wouldn't have been stabbed in the back.
Oh, that's easy.
That piece of trash is right. Your logic is flawed.
Hey, what are you, on the Phantom side now?
Listen to my incredible words of wisdom. Your crappy deduction is worth less than shit! Everything you do is a fucking mistake! Damn it! Your deduction is inconsistent. It's full of inconsistencies. By your logic, even if the doctor could be stabbed, it wouldn't be from behind.
That claim doesn't hold up!
Yes, he would be. Yes, he would be.
No, the culprit did stab the doctor in the back. That's how the body was discovered.
That's why I'm saying your deduction is inconsistent. By your logic, the doctor couldn't have been murdered in that way!
Yes, he could.
The culprit quickly entered the lab,
Oh, whoa, that's
but
fast.
the doctor was in the room at the time, right? There's no way you missed an intruder.
Oh, come on.
Running is noisy.
Agreed.
So Wesker would have heard and turned to face the culprit. And his chest would have been stabbed, not his back.
Ah! Run statement. Yeah.
That's right.
The culprit quickly entered the lab.
Ah! Yeah.
But the doctor was in the room at the time, right?
Oh, no.
There's no way you missed an intruder. Running is noisy. So Wesker would have heard and turned to face the culprit. And his chest would have been stabbed, not his back. Unless you think the doctor was asleep. Is there any trace of him being drugged? Even if he didn't look back from his desk, he would have heard someone coming!
There we go.
This is the truth.
I went way too fast.
Wait, the doctor had trouble hearing. That's why he didn't notice the intruder.
Now you're spouting nonsense. Say whatever you want, it won't save you. There's a gaping hole in your logic. And there's no way you're gonna fill it at this rate. Because you, more than anyone else, you're the one refusing to see the truth right before your eyes.
No, but it's not true.
What? I refuse to see the truth? Vivius said the same thing, but...
I know the truth.
It's strange, don't you think? Isn't it about time you noticed that something's off here?
Huh?
You've solved many mysteries up to now, yet none of them are directly connected to the culprit's identity.
That's because the culprit is the hitman.
But who is the hitman? Or is it a cover? Not a cover, but is it what do you call it? Did someone hire him? That's what I was trying to say.
If that's the case, why haven't you reaped the hitman's soul? That would end the labyrinth.
Because we don't know the identity.
It's not that easy. The culprit will fight back, unless we solve all the mysteries first. Hang on. What are you getting at?
In my eyes, the reason a single mystery hasn't been directly connected to the culprit is because of Yuma's reluctance. It's pushing away the mysteries that lead to the culprit.
Huh?
Subconsciously, you're closing your eyes to the truth.
Because he's figured out the truth as well as me.
That's why you haven't touched on the hole in your reasoning.
What hole?
Whatever, that's enough. Just ignore this guy and keep going.
Hey!
Yuma.
Jeez, go away!
You know what I'm talking about, don't you? The huge hole in this investigation.
What are you...
Just ignore him.
Let's review your deduction, shall we? The culprit took advantage of Amapau's locked position and entered the lab. And before the robot entered the room, that person stabbed the doctor from behind. However, they bumped into Amapau while escaping, causing it to fall over. That was obviously a mistake, but since it wasn't captured on video, they were able to avoid detection. After that, The culprit went inside the decontamination device in the airlock to hide from you.
That's correct. So what's the hole in my deduction?
It's before all of that. It remains the case's greatest mystery.
Which is?
How did we not see it?
How did the culprit get past security?
What?
We already told you that. The culprit rode on top of Amapal as Master controlled it and was taken all the way to the doctor's lab.
But if someone was riding on it, how did they get past the high-voltage shocks in the panel chamber?
Oh,
I already figured it out.
This is the end for you! You have nowhere left to go!
oh come on! Why now?
I think you should wait, Foxy, because I should be finishing this soon.
I won't let you maggots ruin the peace of Kanai Ward!
Oh, maybe.
As the king of Amaterasu Corporation and the guardian of Kanai Ward, I will stop you here and now!
Perhaps this, too, is an obsession. Why does he insist on covering up the truth? Tell me, what will you do, Yuma? Are you going to stay willfully blind?
No, I'll fight. Whether it's subconscious or not, I won't look away from the truth. I'll find the truth no matter what. This is for the Chief and everyone at the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
I think Vivia's also the fact that Vivia every time is given an audible sigh down there. Every time I'm mentioning the Chief and rescuing Chief Yarko, that's the major hint.
Good luck, you'll never find it. You'll scurry around this labyrinth forever, like blind mice. You'll rot away in it, looking for an answer that will never come! Keep playing with your shit, deductions.
Oh, what?
You still haven't solved the greatest mystery! How did the culprit get past the security?
Oh, duh.
The critical lab security system was always live. There was no way to reach the doctor. The panel chamber shocks would have fried the culprit.
Oh, I get it.
The system. No living human can breach it.
Tabuki.
I'll slash through this mystery.
Tabuki's forte.
A human could get past the panel chamber by using Fubuki's forte. In fact, that's how we got past the panels. The high-voltage shocks kept destroying Amapel. But we reversed time every time that happened.
You helped the killer.
Correct. So whenever it was struck by the current, you went back in time. But while that was occurring, the culprit, a human, was riding on top of Amapel. That person was burnt to a crisp every time you failed.
But...
Which means you killed the culprit over and over again.
Vivia,
If only you had chosen to remain ignorant, I would have walked beside you in silence.
Oh.
But if you intend to seek the truth, then I must stand in your way.
What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
He's going to betray you, Master.
Betray me?
It's up to you, Yuma. This is your final chance to save the world you believe in. What are you going to do? It's time to decide your past and your future.
Why, Vivia?
Oh, okay, we are DMing Vivia now. What the fuck?
Let me ask you. How did the culprit bypass the toxic gas chamber? It's impossible to avoid the gas. The culprit would surely die.
Oh, that's easy.
You know this, right? The gas is a special trait. The gas can see through even a gas mask.
Yeah.
No ability can nullify its toxicity. Once it hits you, you're done for. You die before reaching Wesker.
No, you wouldn't. Listen.
No one can get past the gas chamber.
Right.
But
They didn't avoid the gas. They got poisoned by the gas still.
How did the culprit bypass the toxic gas chamber? It's impossible to avoid the gas. The culprit would surely die. You should already know this, right? The gas is a special trait. The gas can see through even a gas mask. No ability can nullify its toxicity. Once it hits you, you're done for. You die before reaching Wesker.
Run on. There. You have 30 minutes.
if you pass through the toxic gas, you'll die. But you'll have 30 minutes before it kills you. Which means you could survive for 30 minutes.
What? Don't tell me.
Yeah.
There are no gas masks here that can block this toxic gas, and no fortes that can nullify it. There's only one way you could get through it. You do nothing. You endure it in hopes of Amapel taking you to the next room.
Then the culprit didn't do anything to counteract it and just passed through the toxic gas?
They're dying.
It's the only explanation that makes sense. This is the truth. I can't believe it. But if the culprit really did just endure the toxic gas,
Then
They died.
the culprit is...
It appears you finally glimpsed the truth. Well, how does it feel to have your world shatter before your eyes? Isn't this what you wanted?
What's he talking about?
Because we know who it is.
This mystery phantom and Fifia are both right. Subconsciously, I didn't want to know the truth.
Huh?
Up until now, the Mystery Labyrinth was withholding the mysteries that led to the culprit. And that's because it's a reflection of my own reluctance.
Master, what's wrong? Do you know who the culprit is?
I do.
It's the hitman, right?
The truth is worthless.
Oh boy.
Nothing has less value in this isolated, rainy city. No one wants the truth. Not even you! Now, rot away and die right here! No one will get in my way. Kanai Lord, Amaterasu! They both belong to me!
Unhinged.
If the culprit carried out the crime like you deduced, then they should be dead from the toxic gas. But no one at the scene has died from poisoning. If you can understand that much, then what are you still doing here?
You're right that no one in that lab died from that toxic gas. But that was part of the culprit's plan from the beginning. They planned to distort the facts of their death.
Yuma, are you sure you want to face the truth? Your world will fall apart. The world that you believed in.
Your deduction is wrong.
Ah!
Don't disturb the peace. It's not even worth debating. Is this the best you can do to refute it? Just give up and die!
This, I'll expose the truth.
Here we go.
The culprit misrepresented their death by using
The hitman as the excuse.
Hitman. The culprit realized their plan would be exposed if someone in the lab died from toxic gas. So they used the hitman to cover up their own death.
Use the hitman?
Meaning, the hitman wasn't hired to assassinate the doctor.
They used
They
it.
were hired to cover up the culprit's death by toxic gas.
Huh? The hitman's target was the culprit? Not the doctor?
Yep.
But the doctor was stabbed by the knife with the inscribed F. Doesn't that belong to the hitman?
All you would need is a similar knife. The story of Fink the Slaughter Artist using a knife inscribed with the letter F is well known.
Nah, we leave it alone until we receive further orders. Did you see the knife stuck in his back? It's the one that Fink the Slaughter Artist uses, right? I've heard about his knives inscribed with the letter F.
So it was all a ruse? The real culprit made it look like the hitman did it?
Yeah.
Stop. Stop, 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 stop! You useless garbage! To hell with detectives and the truth! I won't let you have your way in my city! There is no real culprit! Dr. Wesker was killed by the hitman!
Nope.
Huh? What's going on? Who's the real culprit?
The real culprit. The real culprit is...
The time has finally come. It's time for you to acknowledge But you've known all along. If the tiny crack spreads any further, the mirror will shatter, exposing the chaos of the real world. Knowing this, will you still expose the truth? Then, show me your conviction.
The clues pointing to the identity of the hitman's target. I know. I've known all along.
Now, expose the truth. Do it if you want to burn the world down.
It was the photo.
The bloodstained photo found in the hallway near the lab. There was a person pictured with a woman. That was the hitman's target. The real culprit behind this case. The blood obscured the person's face, but I know who it is. It could only be one person. It could only be...
How do you know? That person in the photo is the hitman's target. And who is it?
It's...
No. Stop! Don't you dare say another word! No one wants the truth!
I don't understand, but... Good luck, Master! I'm always by your side, haunting you!
It's Furio. All the hints have been leading up to being Furio.
Yako.
Huh? Why? Why is Fuzzhead here?
Chief Yako was the only person attacked by the hitman in the lab. In other words, the Chief was the hitman's target. But Chief Yako tried to hide that photo by tossing it behind the houseplant. He hid it knowing it'd be an important clue. And that's because the person in the photo is Chief Yako himself. It was given to the hitman so he'd know his target, and the Chief tried to conceal it. Which means the blood covering the face on the photo was likely done on purpose.
Hold on, Master! Are you serious? You're really saying Fuzzhead is the culprit?
Yep.
Really? I don't buy it. You think he actually put together this elaborate murder? He's knocking on death's door just for this?
I don't want to believe it either, but there's no other way.
Don't forget this stuff.
The anemic vampire's going to throw questions back at you. Press the correct button you think you got the correct answer, you take damage if you... Okay.
The phantom vanished. The truth has been mostly exposed, and the Labyrinth cannot function much longer. Anything I do now might not matter, but I'll do it anyway. Because it's something I must do. While the Chief takes his final breaths.
Vivia.
Yuma. If Chief Yako is the culprit, then what about that death threat? Why would the Chief send it if he was the killer? Answer me, Yuma.
By sending that note, everyone would believe the doctor's life was in danger. Which was necessary for this sequence of events to take place. All the master detectives headed to the secret lab because of that note. Chief Yako brought them here to take advantage of their abilities and murder the doctor.
Huh? Their abilities?
Of course.
But the death threat wasn't sent just to the detectives. The peacekeepers received it too. What was the point of that? Why put them on high alert? What is the truth behind it all?
Disguise the ability? What do you mean by that?
The note was sent to the peacekeepers because they were also part of the plan. When the peacekeepers received the note, they dispatched a lot of their personnel to the scene. The master detectives were able to take advantage of the commotion to enter the facility. They did it by disguising themselves as peacekeepers.
It would be convenient to have a lot of peacekeepers around if you want to get into the lab disguised as one.
This is why the peacekeepers also received the death threat.
Hey, you still want to do this? It's not too late to give up.
He's not gonna give up.
I am well aware of the danger. I haven't gotten this much exercise in a long time. But this is something I must do. I can't leave the Chief like this.
Vivia.
Let's continue, Yuma. So, everyone disguised themselves as peacekeepers and entered the lab. You were already at the lab, and that's where you met up with the Chief, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but we decided to split up after the blackout occurred.
Wait! That blackout should have caused a commotion. If we leave now, the peacekeepers will see us.
So he was getting prepared in the 3 minutes.
I knew it. This place is crawling with them.
What do we do?
I'll draw their attention to buy some time. In the meantime, you two hurry to that doctor.
The Chief said he'd buy us some time, but he actually went and hid inside the airlock.
Was the blackout part of the plan? So the one who caused it, was that also the Chief?
Oh no,
That's not it!
didn't mean to do that.
The Chief said he'd buy us some time, but he actually went.
Was that also the Chief?
Nope. Not reacting again. Voiced by the artist himself.
The chief was with me in the security room at the time of the blackout. It's impossible for him to have caused it. So the only person it could be is the hitman. It must have been part of the job. He instructed the hitman to cause a blackout at a specific time.
But why?
It made us think the doctor was in danger, so we'd go check on him. We used Amapel and Fortes to get through the tight security system. Chief Yako had it all planned out from the start. He used us to break through the security so he could kill the doctor.
So, Master using Amapel and the Sheltered Skank's time rewinding ability at the panel chamber? That was all part of Fuzzhead's plan?
Yep.
The only way to get past security was to use both Amapel and that Forte. The chief knew we'd figure that out.
I think it's more like he trusted us. He trusted that we would arrive at that conclusion.
I'm counting on you both. See you later.
Trust? How could this be a trust thing? He was clearly taking advantage of you all. He gathered the master detectives using a fake death threat, then used their fortes to commit murder. What a scumbag! He used you all to get away with murder! Out of all the criminals I've ever met, he's the worst coward of them all! Master, grab that coward and...
Enough!
Why did it have to come to this? Chief Yako saved me. He took me in. I had lost everything, even my memories. Sure, he may have been a little pushy at times, but still. I really admired him. So, why? Why did you do it? Is this about the woman in the picture?
Revenge.
Chief, please tell me, or
There's no point in asking. That's just a mystery phantom. It's not the real Fuzzhead. Master, watch out!
The phantoms are a reflection of the same people in the real world, right?
So he's dying.
Which means he should hold the same thoughts. The photo behind the houseplant. I don't know what the chief was hiding. But that photo must have been dropped by the hitman after he was done with it. The chief picked it up and used his own blood to obscure the face. He knew the truth would be exposed if that photo was found, so he hid it behind the potted plant. He left his blood on it, almost like he wrote a dying message. But in truth, it was actually a secret he wanted to keep hidden.
Master, I think you know this, but
Yeah.
to exit the mystery labyrinth, you will have to eliminate the culprit.
eliminate the chief?
Are you really going to do this?
I have to.
After all the mysteries are solved, the chief back in the real world will die. But you saw yourself, Yuma. The chief is already knocking on death's door. will you still bury him in the name of truth?
I have to.
The chief took me in when I had no memories, or anyone to turn to. I trusted him from the bottom of my heart. Now, I have to end his life?
You know, I liked it, surprisingly. The little bit of peace and quiet I found at the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Vivia, you knew the truth behind this case from the very beginning.
I had a hunch. Because of my spectral projection, I knew the chief had been planning something for quite some time. But I pretended not to see. I admired him and the world he had made.
That's why you threatened me, and were so uncooperative in the investigation.
I knew you would reach the truth eventually, Yuma. But I tried my best to keep you away. Exposing the truth won't save anyone. Neither the chief nor you.
Master, you've already come this far. You've got to finish this. What'll happen to the other master detectives if you die here? Didn't you say you wanted to expose the truth and save everyone?
Vivia, you told me that the time would come when I'd have to prove my conviction. The conviction to accept the truth, no matter how cruel it may be. Now is that time, isn't it?
Yes, and yet you intend to continue. If you're prepared for it.
Hey! You better not get in Master's way again!
Yuma, do you remember when the chief's soul called out to us?
Huh?
Yeah, the truth is cruel. Never in history has the truth been known to be kind. But you know what? Turning your eyes away from the truth and living a lie is harsh too.
This is what tipped me off. This was that Furio was the culprit in this case.
So really, what's the point of worrying so much about it?
This and then the stuff that was hidden in the plant.
When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
I always averted my eyes from the truth. For my own sake. My own peace and quiet. But I could never say with confidence that I was proud of myself. In the end, I was just running away from everything. That's why I entrust this to you, Yuma.
Entrust what?
You signed a pact with the Death God in your desire for the truth. I want to see your conviction. As long as you don't stray from exposing all truth, I believe you'll be able to face it, cruel as it may be. I want to see it through to the end. It's why I followed you here. In that sense, we're accomplices. If you must bring down the chief, then I will lend a hand. I won't avert my eyes any longer. I, too, want to live with my head held high. Because I, too, am a detective.
Vivia.
When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
I understand, Chief Yako. Thank you for everything you've done for me.
was an okay chapter. This one is Pentacle, Knife, Alpha. Where did the culprit hide? There was one there. Use the Amapal. That is the knife. What's going on? I'm confused. Where does it go? Not here. Whose power was using panel? Luki. Huh? What's the intercom got to do with this? Ah, okay. It was a well done. Right, Peacekeeper. Obviously, that was zeroing me. In there, and then back to the front because it was asking where the secret lab was at. Location, wasn't it? Yeah. So that was Fubuki. Yeah, be like that. There we go.
Step right up, step right up! Peacekeepers, a CEO, a research doctor, a hitman, and master detectives! 2 dead bodies, but lots of shady characters! Truth bombs are about to be dropped! Time for the deduction denouement!
The victim in this case is one Dr. Weska. This incident features a sinister and meticulously detailed plot centered on the Doctor.
The old geezer was holed up inside a lab at Amaterasu HQ. He was a total hermit in the critical lab, with a totally overkill security system.
The culprit made thorough preparations beforehand to break through that system.
Boom killing a shut-in is hard work. The humane thing to do is to reintroduce him to society first.
Reintroduce him to society first.
Yeah, with that out of the way. Posing as a hitman, the culprit sent a death threat to the Peacekeepers, the Detective Agency, and the Research Lab. At the same time, they contracted a real hitman and had him infiltrate the research facility.
They spilled the beans about Gramps being in danger to lure both the Peacekeepers and the detectives to the lab.
You see, the Master Detective's presence at the scene was an indispensable part of the plan. It was how the culprit gained access to the research facility, after all. The hitman infiltrated the lab exactly as planned. And we arrived with Mikoto at the same time.
Stuff went down, blah blah blah, and Master got locked up by that Yomi guy.
Yeah.
I was rescued by Tetsuhiko and the culprit, who were disguised as peacekeepers. With the real peacekeepers rushing around, the culprit took advantage of the turmoil to sneak into the lab. But after catching up with them, the power suddenly went out, separating the culprit from the rest of the group.
The blackout itself was caused by the hitman, right? And getting separated was all part of the culprit's plan.
Right. They used the blackout as an opportunity to hide in the vents in the airlock chamber. Afterwards, we headed to the critical lab to check on the doctor's condition, just like the culprit directed us. But since that lab used a separate power supply, nothing strange had happened.
His whole "the doctor's in danger" spiel was an act, huh? He made a fool of you, Master. What a dick!
But then, someone attacked the doctor while we were trying to talk with him over the intercom. We had to get into the doctor's lab.
At that time, the old geezer was playing games with us. And he even tried to kill you and the others with a trap! That bastard wanted to use your dead bodies! He really got you there, Master!
I don't see why you're so happy about it. The doctor's sham made the case even more confusing. Even if we tried to get to the doctor, the critical lab was guarded by tight security. The only way through was by using an Amapal. The culprit rode on it by emerging from their hiding place in the airlock vent and jumping onto the robot's head.
All aboard the Amapal Express! First stop, a shower of toxic gas! Humans can't protect themselves against the gas, but since it's not instantly fatal, it wasn't a problem. Next up, the panel chamber and high-voltage shocks! One wrong move, and it was insta-death! But thanks to that shoulder skin, we got all the continues we could want. So, we managed a perfect clear! The critical lab was finally breached!
The culprit had anticipated we would get through this way. They also knew they would die over and over as a result. The camera feed was affected when the culprit jumped on. I should have realized what was happening.
No use crying over spilt blood. On to the next thing! Where were we? Oh yeah! To open the door to the doctor's lab, Amapal had to reach out its arm and hit a switch. And when the door opened wide enough for a person to squeeze through, the killer snuck inside.
Amapal can't follow any new commands while its arm is extended, so the culprit didn't show up on the camera.
Then, the culprit boom killed the old geezer using the same knife as the hitman. Gramps was pretty much deaf, so a backstab was easy peasy.
Then, the murderer tried to leave the room before Amapal entered. But they knocked the robot over on the way out.
They then went back into the airlock chamber vent to wait for you and the others to go by.
We entered the critical lab and found the doctor's body. The culprit used that time to get out of the vent and head for the hallway.
That was when they were found by the hitman and stabbed.
They'd already been in contact with the toxic gas, so death was inevitable. However, dying by gas would expose them as the doctor's killer. So they hired the hitman to kill them, thereby concealing any involvement.
I guess that means the killer completely trusted in the Master Detective's capabilities. They knew those powers would get them close to the Doctor. But why were they willing to die to hide the crime?
I can't say for certain. Was it his pride as a detective? Did he simply not want his friends to know? Whatever it may be, I'm prepared to face the truth. The culprit who murdered Dr. Weska, and even included his own death in the plot. Jaco Furio! It was you! I will expose the truth! But why? Chief Jaco, why? Why didn't you ever talk to us about this? Why did it have to end this way? Why didn't you tell us? Is this really what you wanted?
Seems like it.
Can you even hear me?
It doesn't matter who it is. Exterminating the real culprit's soul and destroying the mystery labyrinth. That's why I'm here. Surging bloodlust. Overflowing despair. The brilliant soul of Shinigami shall expunge this cursed case! Death to all deplorables! Ruin to the vile mystery labyrinth! Start the shining rainbow glorious stellar spiral!
Interesting.
Master's naivete must be rubbing off on me. I mean, not even I hated Buzzhead. That's weird. This mystery labyrinth is falling apart slower than usual. I wonder why.
We shouldn't let our guards down yet. Do you really think we're done here?
Huh?
Do you have all of the fragments of truth that you sought? If so, we could just leave, right?
Mm-hmm. It's more like... Ooh. Why do I feel like not all the mysteries have been solved yet? Because we need to figure out... I don't think all of them's been solved yet, because thingy. Some mysteries are remaining.
No, we haven't uncovered everything yet.
Because why? Why does he want this?
No, there are still some mysteries remaining.
Huh? What's remaining? I reaped the culprit's soul already. I know it's slow, but this place is starting to come down.
Maybe it's not directly related to this case. I don't want to leave any questions unanswered, for Chief Yaku's sake. Please, help me, Shinigami.
Oh, fine. I can't say no to you, Master. No, I can't resist helping you when you rely on me.
Mm-hmm.
First, we need to reveal whatever mysteries are left. That should open up a new path. Lay it all out, Master!
It's got to be...
Let's work together as a team!
It's got to be the email.
That's right! Go, go, go! That's right! Great!
Oh my god, it sounded like the Zelda found item thing.
It's a secret dungeon!
Did you not hear that?
The labyrinth must be breaking down so slowly because the identity of the culprit isn't the only mystery. But it's still definitely coming down, so you better hurry, Master!
Yeah, got it.
Yuma, I'll follow you to the end until you reach the truth.
Thank you.
Time's a rum.
Do you regret this, Yuma?
No.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't.
I've been thinking. Remember what the Chief's soul said? If you keep that in mind while knowing who the true culprit is, doesn't it seem like he wanted you to find the truth? Even though he was the culprit himself. Maybe there's a hidden truth behind this case, and the Chief wanted us to find it.
There could be some anonymous person involved.
If Anonymous is part of this case, they must have a motive for killing Dr. Wesker as well.
Maybe the Chief is
The doctor knew
anonymous.
about the secret dealings and was planning to flee from Kanai Ward by himself, after all. Could it be that Anonymous took advantage of Chief Yako by instigating him to commit murder?
Yes. It's unlikely the Chief just happened to kill Dr. Wesker right as he was planning to flee.
It's
If that's true, Anonymous isn't just involved in the case. They could be the mastermind, the Grey Eminence.
Gray's my 13th favorite color.
Why are you telling me that now?
The case is already solved.
No, it isn't.
All these crimes were committed by Yako on his own. Now, get out of here.
What was that voice?
Someone's trying to stop us from solving this mystery.
Here comes the next demon.
Now we know. The mastermind is somewhere within this labyrinth.
Get out. 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 Get out.
What's with this guy? Creepy.
We can't let this stop us. There's one more truth still hidden here. We have to find it. We need to know why the Chief committed this crime.
Right. We'll figure this out.
Get out. The case is solved. Solved.
No, it's not.
Game doesn't hold up. No, it still isn't solved yet. I will discover who the mastermind is. I will solve every mystery. I will not turn away from the truth.
Yako!
Missing file, right? Maybe that one.
Is the culprit. Everything is done by Yako alone.
This should
We all think the slaughter artist. There's the murder weapon. We even killed the doctor. Yako acted alone. So what about this Anonymous? Even if they did, you'll never find out who they are! There's nothing connecting Yako to Anonymous!
Say,
Just like the creep said, first I killed the doctor. I know, there's no doubt about that. But that's not all there it says. Someone else was pulling the strings. We need to figure out who Anonymous is.
yeah, right.
Yup!
Who is actually linked to Anonymous anyway? Wouldn't it be... Could it be something to do with a photo? Alright, Foxy. I hope you enjoy your movie. I think it's gotta be Lab Map.
Yako's the culprit. Everything is caused by Yako alone. We hired Fink the slaughter artist. There's the murder weapon. We even killed the doctor. Yako acted alone. So what about this Anonymous? Even if they do, you'll never find out who they are. There's nothing connecting Yako to
Fin them.
I'll
Anonymous.
slash through this mystery. Chief Yako tried to hide this floor plan along with that photo of himself. It was strange for him to have this in the first place. This is the link between Anonymous and the Chief.
That makes sense.
Kill you. In the name of justice. Kill you.
I'm gonna guess that it's something to do with photo.
Anonymous doesn't exist! Yako wanted everything! Who cares about some map? It doesn't prove a damn thing! It has nothing to do with the doctor's murder!
Oh no, that isn't it.
In that case,
Then
that's right.
Oh, right, yeah, the... A hydrating sec.
Anonymous doesn't exist! Yako wanted everything! Who cares about some map? It doesn't prove a damn thing! It has nothing to do with the doctor's murder! Yes. Anyone can find it!
No.
This is the truth.
Oh, it's Yomi.
The floor plan the Chief had was from the lab's storage.
But that room was locked. No one could enter it. It was completely... Only the director
Oops.
of the Peacekeepers had access. So, the only person who could have gotten that floor plan was...
One second. No, it was completely sealed off.
Peacekeeper Director Yomi.
The anonymous person who gave Chief Yako the floor plan and pushed him to commit murder was
Yomi.
you, Director of the Peacekeepers, Yomi Hellsmile.
Does that mean we get to kill Yomi as well?
You were the mastermind. You were pulling the strings from behind the scenes. You instigated the Chief to commit murder!
I never thought someone as empty as me could feel so much emotion. This is the first time in my life I felt this angry.
How did you do it? What did you do to drive the chief to murder? Answer me!
I'm not telling you anything, idiot.
Huh?
So what if you figured it out? Who cares? It's too late now, you pathetic ingrates. Everyone died just as I planned. Now no one can stand in my way. No one can lay a hand on me. You should be grateful. I'm cleaning up this city.
What did you say?
He is so messed up.
Master, I hate to admit it, but Yomi's right. You can't do anything to him here.
Why not?
He manipulated Fuzzhead from behind the scenes, but he wasn't the one who murdered the doctor. This mystery labyrinth is for the murder of Dr. Huesca. You can't punish Yomi.
That answered my question.
Then what can we do? He has to pay for what he did!
We can't do anything! That's why I'm freaking out too!
So, exposing the truth would be pointless?
Yeah.
Then why have we been seeking it all this time?
The truth is meaningless. I'm in charge in Kanai Ward. I have to laugh. Who could have guessed things would go so well? Yako Furio was a pain in the ass. The only reason I kept him alive is for this moment. He didn't even realize I was manipulating him into killing the doctor for me. How stupid can you be?
You'll pay for this!
Master, time's up. The mystery labyrinth is about to be destroyed.
If only we had found out what he was up to sooner, we might have been able to stop him. Still, I should be able to bring this memory back into the real world. I'll remember this confession.
Let's see.
I'm not sure if it'll help, but I'll interrogate him once we return to the real world.
It doesn't matter. I'll cover it all up. You're all nothing but scum beneath my feet. I'm untouchable. And now, I'm gonna dispose of you like the trash you are!
Time to go.
Damn it!
Hey, hurry up! Execute these scumbags immediately! Criminals have no rights!
You will pay for this!
What's with that look? Are you seriously going to defy me? Well, I don't care. You're all going to die now.
This is real bad, Master! He's serious!
Wait. Director Yomi Hellsmile. We know all about your secret dealings with Dr. Huesca.
Vivia!
What? Did you say something? Maybe I'll kill the loudest one of you first. If you have something to say, go ahead. I can't hear you. Come on, who wants to be the first to die?
Damn it!
Forget it. I guess I'll just kill both of you at the same time.
This guy isn't listening to a thing we say! If he was the real culprit, I'd both kill him!
It's all going exactly how he wants. Solving the case didn't help anything.
Goodbye. Hope you enjoy the worst nightmare of your life as you die.
The only one who will be having nightmares is you.
Makoto?
You! I thought you went back to the surface! What are you doing here?
Well, Yomi, there's something I want you to see. What do you think of this?
Oh!
How did you get that?
Most of the secret deals you've been making over the years are listed here. Looks like someone's been cooking the books.
Oops.
You conspired with Dr. Weska and leaked Amaterasu's technology to other national enterprises. And with the money you obtained, you bribed the right people to control this city.
Lies! You made that all up! Hey! I don't care if he is the CEO. Arrest this masked freak! We can't let this outsider barge in here and take control of this city! Capture him, execute him, chop his head off, crush his skull!
Yeah, he's lost it.
What's wrong? Why are you just standing there? If you're scared, then I'll offer a bounty. Whoever kills him gets 100 million shin! Why won't you obey me? He's using false information to tear the Peacekeepers apart! You want that? You'll all be out of a job! Kanai Ward is better off without people like him! This city's fallen into ruin ever since he showed up!
No.
Now follow my orders! This city doesn't belong to him. It belongs to me, the great Yomi!
I'm sorry, Director Yomi.
Electra!
It doesn't belong to anyone.
You... Martina, you're alive?
Makoto stopped the execution order you issued. I am here today, thanks to him.
Martina is right. Kanai Ward belongs to everyone who lives here. It doesn't belong to you!
Shinigami?
Probably best to stay quiet and watch for now.
Yep.
So, you're on that freak's side now? I won't stand for this. You're a member of the Peacekeepers! I won't allow such insubordination!
Director Yomi, there's something I'd like to say to you.
You're no longer director?
You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to consult with a lawyer.
Ah!
What?
Your reign is over, Yomi Hellsmile. Now, everyone, arrest the offending suspect. Please, do not be too rough. Even criminals have rights.
Damn it. Damn you! Mark my words, you masked bastard! Yomi Hellsmile will be back! And when I am, I'll kill you! I'll rip you to pieces for taking everything from me! You're all dead. I'll kill every last one of you!
Jeez.
As we discussed before, upon receiving his punishment, I hereby resign from my role in the Peacekeepers.
You don't have to.
I must. This is my way of taking responsibility as his accomplice. Well, Chief Executive Makoto, I hope you will see to the rest.
I'm surprised.
Sorry for causing so much trouble. That should settle things for now.
What's going on?
While the Peacekeepers had their hands full with the lab incident, I snuck into Yomi's room and looked around. And there, I found this file. It's all thanks to you.
Don't tell me. You meant to bring us here to be a decoy from the start?
Oh dear.
It was all just a series of coincidences.
Looks like I wasn't able to die once again. Well, at least things worked out.
That was really dangerous. I thought you were done for, Master.
Yeah, I thought I was as well.
Makoto showing. Oh,
Are you okay, Vivia? I'll manage. I might have died if he hadn't shown up.
I'm sorry about what happened to Chief Yako. With Yomi gone, there's a change in the winds of Kanai Ward. Even through the endless downpour, I will rebuild this city from the ground up. Because I love this city more than anyone else.
I see.
By the way, how did your investigation at the secret lab go? Did you find what you were looking for?
No.
You know, the so-called immortal monster, the homunculus.
No, I didn't find anything.
Maybe homunculi are just rumors.
Maybe.
But let me know if you'd still like help in your search. If it's within my power, I'll permit you detectives to search anywhere in Kanai Ward.
Thanks.
Well, I need to get going. You should return to your friends.
Sure.
I'm sure they're worried about you.
Plus, you need to tell everyone what happened to Fuzzhead.
Oh, one more thing. I have a gift for you, my friend. To express my gratitude.
Oh?
A gift?
Kanai Ward will be reborn, thanks to you.
I haven't done anything.
No, that's not true. Please, accept the gift. We're friends, aren't we? Oh, but don't open it yet. It's a bit of a surprise.
Sure. Okay.
See you later.
Look, he's back!
Are you alright? We saw a bunch of Peacekeepers heading that way.
Well, how did the investigation go?
The case is closed.
Closed? Really?
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Now the Chief can rest without any regrets.
Rest? Wait. Do you mean the Chief? Wait, you're joking, right?
He passed away quite a while ago. I was hoping he would live until Yuma and the others returned, but there was nothing we could do.
A while ago? And that means he was dead before the Mystery Labyrinth.
Yeah. Because it was the poison.
No, it can't be. Chief Yako, please, tell me you're only sleeping. I will turn back time now, so please, open your eyes!
Stop it.
There's no need to keep pestering the chief.
But...
I wish I could do something too. He's dead. As a detective, you should understand that. Don't sob like a baby. I want to cry too, but...
Was he already dead? Or was it due to the mystery labyrinth? We'll never know.
It sounded like he probably died before.
I think I'll head home now. My business here is done.
So cold-hearted. As usual. He's like an emotionless robot.
Vivia. We should head back too. With the chief, of course.
Master, how long are you gonna let this get you down? I know you're shocked that Buzzhead was the culprit. But you and I solved it together, so shouldn't we be celebrating?
Solved it? Yes, we did learn the truth. But it didn't resolve anything. What's the point of solving something if it doesn't save anyone? In the end, we still don't know why the chief did it. How could you even consider it solved?
I understand why you're upset. Alright, I'll leave you alone for now. Yuma? I thought you'd be here. Say!
You're leaving the flatty behind?
Say!
Kurumi.
I just promised I'd give him some alone time!
Are you sure you should be walking around alone at this hour?
I heard about Chief Yako. Hey, Yuma. Did we make a mistake?
How so?
If we didn't try to find that secret lab, maybe Chief Yako would still be alive.
I don't know if what we did was right or wrong. But either way, I think it would have ended like this eventually.
I'm glad to see that you've returned safely.
Thank you.
To tell the truth, while you were at the lab, I looked into Chief Yako's past a bit.
Oh?
Huh?
I was just curious. Do you remember that talk on the submarine?
To me, this town is my life. My bitter past, my fun memories, they're all right here. I just wanted to protect the happiness I found within arm's reach. But it wasn't easy. It was too much for me to handle on my own. And as a result, I lost everything. I was an empty shell until you all came along.
I remember that.
In short, the chief lost his wife 4 years ago. She was a researcher at Amaterasu's lab.
Yeah.
The chief's wife was an Amaterasu researcher?
On top of that, his wife's death was declared an accident. But there seems to be more to the story.
Yeah.
At the time, the lab's head researcher was suspected of leaking technological information.
That was sort of had to be Wesker.
It was the chief's wife that blew the whistle. If what she said was true, he would have been removed. But on the day before the commission came to investigate, an experiment went wrong and exploded, killing her.
It's obvious that someone was trying to silence her.
Yeah. Chief Yako probably suspected that too. He was conducting his own investigation. In the end, I don't know what conclusion he reached.
So that's who the chief wanted to protect most. It's what he meant when he said he lost everything.
Yeah.
And the person his wife accused was... Weska.
Dr. Weska.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't ring a bell. It's getting late. Let's head back to the detective agency. The chief's final words. I think they were actually meant for himself.
Yeah, the truth is cruel. Never in history has the truth been known to be kind. But you know what? Turning your eyes away from the truth and living a lie is harsh too. In the end, you can never look away from the truth. As long as you live, you must face that pain. So really, what's the point of worrying so much about it? When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
But I think he was wrong. Because everyone is mourning you, Chief. Chief, I've made up my mind. No matter how cruel it may be, I will expose the truth hidden in this city.
That sounds good.
Hey, did you come up with this dish yourself? I've never had anything so tasty.
Thank you. Cooking is all I'm really good at, after all.
Are you hungry? Can I make you something at the agency?
Well, I guess I haven't eaten in a while.
What? This flatty is gonna mix something dangerous into your food. I suggest you stay far away. Alright. What should I make? I need to cheer you up. Make something in the kitchen.
She seems rather considerate. She's a nice girl.
Yeah.
I wish you'd be more considerate to me.
Yeah, we just talk to Vivia.
Yuma, does light shine into your world now that you've obtained the truth?
I don't know. It's like you said. I feel as though the world's ended. I tried so hard to find the truth. Should I not have done that?
You should ask yourself that tomorrow. The you of tomorrow will have an answer for the you of today.
As usual, I'm not quite sure what you mean, Vivia. What's that?
It was hidden in the drawer of the chief's desk. It seems like a letter from Anonymous.
Anonymous? You mean Yomi?
Of course, he didn't know Anonymous was Yomi. This letter mentioned the truth behind his wife's death 4 years ago.
The truth?
It describes how Dr. Weska conspired to murder her. The facts were laid out, cold and calculated. I wonder, how did the chief feel when he read it? It's not hard to imagine him burning with a desire for revenge against Dr. Weska. By the way, this letter arrived right after I was dispatched to Kanai Ward. In other words, the motive and means were both in the chief's hands.
So the letter was the trigger.
In my ghost form, I've seen the chief staring at this letter in secret many times. Back then, I didn't know what he was reading. But I know the chief was thinking about it constantly. Perhaps the map of the lab was sent together with this letter.
If so, then it was a total setup.
From long
I'm
ago.
sure the chief deeply regretted using our fortes as part of his crime. Or maybe that's just the truth I seek. Maybe it's nothing more than wishful thinking.
You might be right. I think the chief wavered back and forth the whole time.
Yeah, I agree.
Some people think Vivia is cold-hearted, but I think he cared deeply for the chief. He really did admire him.
Well, I think he's terrible at showing it. He needs to work on his facial expressions at the very least.
By the way, Yuma. Yomi definitely was the mastermind who worked in the shadows to put this together. But that aside, there's one more person I'm curious about.
Me?
You mean Makoto Kagutsuchi? I know.
Oh.
Do you think it was a coincidence he brought me to the lab? Or... Oh, the phone.
It's a call from the WDO. We should go back inside.
I know about Yako Furio. Who could have suspected that a proud detective of the WDO would commit murder?
He doesn't know anything.
If only the World Detective Organization had sent support to Kanai Ward sooner.
Stop it. There's no point in saying that now.
I can hear you. Enough idle talk. Focus. The only thing a detective must do is solve cases. Concentrate on solving mysteries. Emotions will only shackle you as a detective. Emotions must be discarded to reach a perfect solution through a perfect deduction. I know you're suffering from the loss of your chief, but the investigation must continue. Until Kanai Ward's ultimate secret is revealed, the great global mystery will never be solved. These are heavy responsibilities. It demands your complete attention.
In that case, please tell us, what is the great global mystery? Many master detectives have already been killed. Keeping us in the dark could lead to more deaths. Like what happened to our chief.
Very well. The great global mystery is a mass kidnapping case.
Whoa! That took a 180.
Huh? Kidnapping?
Yes, countless people from around the world have been kidnapped and taken to Kanai Ward. We are searching for the heinous criminal responsible.
Heinous criminal? Lots of people have been taken to Kanai Ward?
But where could they gather that many people in this city?
Well, I have an idea.
Huh? Seriously?
Alara seems to know something. You'd better go have a chat, Master.
Is it Dosha by any chance?
The restricted area. They could gather all the kidnapped people there.
You're right. That would be the perfect place to hide them.
I was planning on discussing it later, but there is some new information about that place. It appears that the restricted area does in fact have a corpse disposal facility.
Ah, that's not good.
However, there are lots of rumors about the restricted area. For example, they even say it's a corpse disposal facility where bodies from Kanai Ward are dumped off.
What? That rumor was true?
In Kanai Ward, corpses rot easily due to the humidity from the rain, so they are quick to retrieve bodies. The corpses are then loaded onto trucks and transported to the restricted area for disposal. But that process is managed by a department with a handful of people working directly for Amaterasu's CEO.
Oh.
On top of that, they are only involved in transportation. They aren't aware of what happens afterwards. How the bodies are buried and who buries them is a mystery.
All of this secrecy around the burials. It's suspiciously cautious.
The CEO is that Makoto guy, right? Does he have something to do with the corpse burials?
Doesn't sound like it.
But how is the global kidnapping case related to a corpse disposal facility?
That's where most of the victims are.
I know! They are forcing the kidnapped people to bury the bodies!
I doubt it. Why bother kidnapping just for that?
Anyway, there's definitely something happening in the city. Something sinister.
We just don't know what it is.
While we're at it, perhaps I should share the information I've obtained as well.
You?
Huh? You got something too?
That anemic vampire knows something. I sure wish we'd gotten the whole story.
I don't know if it has anything to do with what's going on here. But while I was using spectral projection to search for the secret lab, I kept hearing about a strange rumor in town.
Oh yeah?
There's a taboo among Kanai Ward's residents. Something they must never discuss in front of outsiders.
Taboo?
He's probably the only one who could have learned that. I doubt anyone would mention it in front of detectives.
Makes sense.
So what was it about?
The Blank Week Mystery.
The Blank Week Mystery?
Unfortunately, all I know is its name, and that it's taboo to mention it in Kanai Ward.
Huh? That's it? I don't get it.
Well, it does sound ominous. Maybe it has something to do with the mass kidnapping and the restricted area.
Seems like it.
But all we have to go on is the term.
The Blank Week Mystery is taboo in Kanai Ward. I wonder if Kurumi has heard about it. I should ask her after this meeting with number 1.
She's an informant who may be hiding information. If that's true, we'll have to torture the info out of her.
Ooh, bit extreme.
Great global mystery in the restricted area, the Blank Week mystery, and a heinous criminal pursued by the WDO. After coming this far, we're still discovering more mysteries. How are they all connected? What is going on in Kanai Ward?
Detectives, listen closely. If this case is ignored, then
more people shall end up becoming the victims of this criminal. The only ones who can stop it, the only ones are us detectives. The World Detective Organization will never overlook a mystery. Any and all truths must be exposed, understand? We are aiming, as always, for a perfect solution. And as long as I'm involved in this investigation, I will be the one to guide us toward finding that perfect solution. Our moment of truth is finally at hand. Go forth, proud detectives. Eliminate all mystery.
Well, that's number one dead.
What's going on?
What was that flash?
Number one, I heard an explosion. What's that? Another branch. A news flash. Alright, give me the video feed.
We bring you breaking news. The WDO headquarters has been struck by a terrorist bombing. Here's live footage from the scene. You can see the fierce fire consuming it. For those of you just tuning in.
Terror attack? Hold on. The World Detective Organization? No way. Impossible.
What is this? What is happening? Master, this is... What is this?
Oh, for God's...
I must rewind.
No, it's gas. Everyone, hold your breath.
I wanna die someday.
Hey, Master! Master!
That's not good. So, Makoto, you two-timing slime bag. Slow bag? Toe bag? Slime bag? Slime bag. That's what I'm trying to say. Double S. Double S. Don't know how. Double S. Don't know how. A. How did I get double S's for everything? I was completely struggling. I am not going to question that. I'm not questioning it at all. I mean, I will still question it, but I'm still confused.